Hello, everyone. This is Rosabel Hernandez reporting from our nation's capital here in the DMV. Thank you so much for visiting my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, please do so now at Rosabel N. Hernandez. And today's topic, get ready. Brrr, I want to talk about something that I know many of us can relate to. Sooner or later in our lives, we're going to have to face something that is completely outside of our comfort zones. So today's topic of discussion is do it afraid. Do it afraid. Before I talk about my situations and my, events, my experience with doing it afraid, I want to talk a little bit about my brother. Okay, many of you may or may not know him, George Hernandez, Beauty by George. So Beauty by George, it took a process to build that over time. He's been a stylist, makeup artist for decades now. I mean, over 20 decades. And let me tell you, I remember, I think I was either in college or last year of high school. I don't remember. But, my family, there's a line of like barbers and beauticians, all about the hair business, right? So obviously I had to, family first, tradition. I got my license. I started cutting hair. I started doing women's, hair and everything. And I did it for a long, long time. Not to say that I loved it, not to say that's my passion, because I'm not a creative person. That's not in my DNA. I'm other things, but I am not a creative person at all. Whereas my brother, he wanted to learn so bad. And so what he did was he started practicing on people, on friends. And I remember one time we were literally at a friend's house and he practiced on a couple of friends of mine. And both of them, they had hair that he had never done before. And I literally, one of them, he hacked her head. I mean, she had like a bob that was up here. Okay. I mean, it was just horrible. That's the first incident. The second incident was that, friend of ours, we were at her place and all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. My brother was in the room with her, cutting her hair. The next thing no, true story. The next thing I know, he's literally running out the room and she's like with the scissors in her hand. And we're like, what is going on? Me and the other friend had to intervene. Like, what's going on? Your brother just messed up my effing hair. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my goodness. That was the start of him becoming the wonderful beautician that he is now, the wonderful makeup artist that he is now. I mean, I will never forget my 35th birthday. Oh my goodness, he set me up. And I thought I was real cute. And then I had people commenting, you look like Snooki. You look like Snooki from Jersey Shore. And I didn't even know who Snooki was. I said, what? And I thought I was the crap. I thought I was the ish. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. That was my 35th birthday. I am now what? I'm going to be 45. I look at those pictures. I tore everything down. I deleted everything. There's still some floating around, but I was beyond myself. Like, I cannot believe I let him do that to me. But he was practicing, okay? He was doing something that he was still learning, right? And so he did it afraid. Trust me, when we cut hair and so forth, even though we have our license, but still, we may or may not do it right the first time. And therefore, you've got an angry client. You've got an angry customer, right? And that's how you learn. You get out of the fear of doing something. And with me, I was used to talking to, I used to preach, right? I was accustomed to talking to groups. Like, I'm more of a, I want to see faces. I'm more of I want to see faces in person. I want to be able to talk, interact, see the facial expressions. And I'm great. That's a gift that I have, right? Glory and honor be to God. Whereas my brother, that's not so much his gift, but he'll do it in front of a crowd. He is he has so many talents, right? And with me, if I'm not accustomed to a certain group, like, oh my goodness, I can feel a little scary. It can be a little intimidating. Like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be talking to this group of people, but I'm talking to this. So you got to know your audience before you go out there. And sometimes even as much as you practice, you're still going to get the, oh my goodness, you know. And I don't know about you guys, but if you get really nervous, your stomach start getting butterflies, you start getting like sweat, you got to drink constant water because it's something you've never done before. It is outside of your comfort zone. But once you do it the first, the second, and the third time, those jitters, they go away. Those little butterflies, they go away. But you have to be able to say, I'm going to confront this whether I fail or not. Because really, if you try, you're not a failure. But if you don't, you do fail because you haven't tried. And so this year, 2021, I want to challenge you to do something you've never done before. Maybe it's talking in front of an audience. Maybe it's leading, some kind of meeting of some sort. Maybe it's, doing something photography, you've never done that before, but you want to pick that up. My brother started to pick that up about a year or so ago and like a hobby. And he's had people book him for events and things like that. So you never know where your passion, your gifts are going to lead you if you don't step out, right? If you don't step out. And our nerves can always get to us because it's something new. I've always loved to speak in front of people. I love to motivate. I love to encourage people. And a few years back, I actually had to do a motivational presentation in front of people I've never met in my life. I got a little jitter, I was looking all cute, had the dress on, I had the makeup up and all that. But with all of that, I still had a little bit of, nervousness inside. But I went out there and I did my thing. Because part of that was also going out there on the stage was preparation. A lot of times you got to stand in front of a mirror in front of your siblings. My brother, he's practiced hair on me. He's practiced makeup on me. When one of my cousins, he jacked her hair up. He was practicing layers. I'm talking layers. And she ended up having 5 layers and she was crying the entire night. And her mom, was like, why you let him do that to you? You up here, you his dummy. You his, those little mannequins. You're his mannequin. You're his dummy mannequin, and she was in tears. But, that's how you learn, that's how you learn. You're going to get people mad at you maybe if you don't, but that should not stop you from doing what you have to do. You got to do it afraid. You cannot back up. You can't, and this year I challenge you, because the spirit of fear is no joke. The spirit of fear will have you just stopping you from your greatness. Okay. And I would like to talk about this a little further. I'll talk about this later. But one of my things that I was afraid of was, because I've been single for all my life, was there is a real thing called fear of commitment. Fear of commitment. Oh my goodness. You've been by yourself for the longest time, and here comes somebody who is a person with their ideas, and you've got your ideas. And it's like, wait a minute, this is my space here. What's up? But again, I digress. I'm not going to go into that, but I have had to deal with that because that is something that is not good. And God has been delivering me from that, delivering me from the spirit of commitment, fear, commitment. Okay. I'm telling you now, I am not the only person. I'm not the first or the last person to deal with that. And I'm just going to, you guys, I love being single. I'm going to advocate for my singles. And please, I just implore my singles, do not get involved with anybody if they are not what you are looking for. Do not settle, okay? And now I'm talking to my 40 and over crew. Y'all know we don't got time for nonsense. Y'all know we don't got time for that. Of course, nobody's perfect. We got to be lenient. And patient with one another. And I know that God has given me a lot of practice, of training with a lot of people, okay? With my siblings, with my parents, with projects, when I was doing my book project in 2019, oh my goodness, I had to have some serious patience. I almost did not do my book signing event. I almost didn't do it. Because I was like, Lord, I've come this far. You're going to have to send me people to help because I can't do it. And I wasn't afraid of anything. But you know what? Let me just say right now. Okay, right now. Oh my word, right now. God aligned the people that needed to be at the event, that needed to help at the event. Nothing but God. So if God's called you to do something, do it afraid. Do something you've never done before, because I'm going to tell you right now, you will not regret it. Once you've done it first, 1, 2, 3 times, by the time you see, you're going to be a pro. You're going to be teaching other people how to do stuff. Okay? And all of this that I'm talking right now, this is not rehearsed. This is me speaking to you guys from the heart, that your time is now. The time is now to do it afraid. The time is now to face it with boldness, with courage. Again, if you know my brother and how he started, he jacked up some makeup. He jacked up some hair. I had my share of jacking up too. Hairs at the salon. Whatever. I was always trying to perfect the work, and I did it. I loved it. But then it was time to move on to something else, right? And so such is life. You try it and you keep it moving. You do it afraid. You do not back up. You may have some opposition. You may have some, let's just be real. You may have some haters out there that don't want you to go out of your comfort zone, but you have to go out of your comfort zone. If you're going to accomplish anything, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone and do it afraid. Do it afraid. So if anything, once again, I reiterate, do it afraid, do it with boldness, do it with courage, do it with confidence. And it's okay to feel little butterflies here and there. It's part of life. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care. We are busy here in the DMV. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day, federal holiday, and then Wednesday we've got inauguration. So busy activities here in the DMV area, our nation's capital. You guys take care.